For 3 years, I sat on the side of the bank desk that decides who gets a loan. And there's one woman I will never forget. She sat across from me, calm, put together. She'd come in for something happy, a loan for her daughter's education. And as I pulled up her file, I went quiet because there on my screen was a debt, a big one in her name. A debt she swore she had never taken. She wasn't lying to me. I could see it on her face. She genuinely did not know. By the end of this video, I'll tell you exactly how that debt ended up in her name. And the one question that could stop it from ever happening to you. But first, let me ask you the thing nobody asks women. When a marriage goes through a storm, whose debt becomes whose? You probably know what your family owns: the house, the savings, the car. But do you know what your family owes? And this is the part that matters. Do you know what you might already be responsible for without ever realizing it? Stay with me because this is the side of money no one warns women about. And by the end, you'll know exactly where you stand. Let me take you back to that woman. I'll change the details, but this is real. For years, her husband ran a business, a good one. He handled everything, and she was glad he did. She had the home, the children, and 100 other things to carry. Every now and then, he'd come home with papers, sign here. It's just a formality. Don't worry about the details. I'll handle it. And she signed. Of course, she signed. This was the man she trusted with her life. Why would she read the fine print on the man she loved? She wasn't reckless. She was trusting. There's a difference, and the world rarely tells women that difference until it's too late. Years passed, and then life turned the way it eventually turns for everyone. The business hit trouble, the money stopped, and one day the bank didn't call him, the bank called her. Because somewhere in all those papers she had signed, just as a formality, she hadn't only signed as his wife, she had signed as a co borrower, as a guarantor, her name beside his on debts she never spent a single rupee of. To the bank, it didn't matter who used the money, it only mattered whose name was on the paper. And her name was right there. Now I know exactly what some of you are thinking right now because I heard it every single time. My husband would never make me sign something that could hurt me. I would know if we had a debt like that. We tell each other everything. And I want to be honest with you because I respect you too much not to be. It usually was not that these men were villains. Most of them were not. Many of them didn't fully understand what they were signing either. The problem was never love. The problem was trust and awareness are two completely different things. You can trust your husband completely and still read what you put your name on. Not because you suspect him, but because your signature is your responsibility, and a strong marriage can hold that truth without breaking. In fact, the calmest couples I ever saw across that desk, they were the ones where both people knew exactly what they owed. No secrets, no surprises, nothing hidden in a drawer. That knowing didn't mean they trusted each other less. It meant that when the storm came, it didn't catch either of them by surprise. So let me tell you what I actually learned sitting on the other side of that desk for years. And hear this first part clearly. This is not about how much money your family has. I saw wealthy women carrying debts they didn't know existed. And I saw women with very little who knew every single number in their home. Money didn't decide who was safe, awareness did. It came down to a few quiet truths. Let me give you four. Number one, a signature is a promise, and the system takes it seriously. Even if you never read it, the moment your name goes on a document, the system stops asking why you signed or whether you understood. It only asks, did you sign? I didn't read it. It's not a defense anyone wants to test. Number two, debt doesn't care about love. This is the hard one. When money is borrowed in good times, it feels like togetherness. But debt has no feelings. When the storms comes, it doesn't look for the person who spent it. It looks for the name attached to it, and love sadly is not a name the system recognizes. Number three, the most dangerous words a woman can hear are just sign here, followed closely by don't worry about the details. I'm not saying never sign, I'm saying never sign blind. Every just a formality deserves 60 seconds of your attention, because some of those formalities are the most important documents you will ever touch. Number four, and this is the one nobody talks about. The women who got hurt were almost never the ones who asked too many questions. They were the ones who stopped asking, who decided money was his department, who handed over not just the spending, but the knowing. And that slow handover is exactly how a smart, capable woman ends up responsible for a debt she doesn't even know was hers. Now, I'm not here to give you financial or legal advice. I don't know your life, and the rules are different in every country. This is simply what I saw with my own eyes for years. But I promise you, this part of human nature is the same everywhere, whether you are in Delhi or in Dallas, London or Dubai. The paperwork changes, the instinct to sign for someone we love does not. So if you are sitting there thinking, okay, but what do I actually do? Let me give you somewhere to start. Nothing dramatic, just a beginning. First, know what your family owes, not just what it owns. This week, get the full picture, not only the house and the savings, the loans, the cards, the EMIs, the things being paid off quietly in the background. You can't protect yourself from a number you have never seen. Second, never sign what you don't understand. This next time a paper comes to you with just sign here, pause, read it, and if you don't understand it, ask calmly without shame. What am I signing? And what does it make me responsible for? This is not distrust, this is self respect. Third, know what your own name is attached to. What loans, what cards, what guarantees carry your signature. You have every right to know, not to accuse anyone, simply because your name is yours and you deserve to know where it lives. Fourth, keep the picture clear together. Make it a normal thing in your home to know the numbers. Both of you, let's both know where we stand. A good partner won't be threatened by that. A strong marriage is steadied by it. None of this means doubting the person you love. None of this means fighting anyone. It just means refusing to be in the dark about your own life. So go back to that woman, the one with the debt she never took. She had walked in to borrow for her daughter's dream, and instead she walked out carrying the weight of a debt she had signed for years ago, in trust, in love, without ever reading a word. She had to face it at the worst possible moment with the least possible strength, not because she had done anything wrong, but because somewhere along the way she had stopped looking. And then I think of the others, the women who did read, who did ask, who knew exactly what their name was on. When their storms came, and the storms come for everyone, they were not blindsided. They were not starting from confusion. They knew where they stood, so they knew where to begin. They were not smarter, they were not richer, they were simply awake. So, whose debt becomes whose? It's not the debt of whoever spent the money. It's not the debt of whoever caused the trouble. It is the debt of whoever's name is on the paper. That is it. That's the whole thing I saw from behind that desk in my ears as a credit manager. The system does not read your heart, it reads your signature. So it was never really about whether you trust him, it was about whether you know. And here's the good news, the part I really want you to carry with you tonight. You can change this starting this week with one look at what you owe, one paper you actually read before you sign, one honest question asked out loud. You don't have to doubt anyone, you don't have to fight anyone, you just have to stop signing in the dark. I'm building this whole channel around exactly this, helping women like us protect our money, our name, and our peace of mind after marriage. So tell me in the comments and be honest. It's just us here. Have you ever signed something without fully reading it? Simply because someone you trusted asked you to? No judgment. I've seen the kindest, smartest women do it. I just want to know I am not the only one who has learned this the hard way. If this made you think, subscribe. There's so much more I want to share with you. And I'll see you in the next one.